Today we are looking at the dot product of two vectors and how it helps us find the angle between them. In words, the dot product of two vectors is found by multiplying each pair of matching components together and then adding all of those products up. In symbols, if AA equals the vector with components a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, and B equals the vector with components B sub 1, B sub 2, B sub 3, then a dot B equals a sub 1 times B sub 1 plus a sub 2 times B sub 2 plus a sub 3 times B sub 3. There is also a second way to describe the dot product, using angles instead of components. In words, the dot product equals the magnitude of A multiplied by the magnitude of B multiplied by the cosine of the angle between them. In symbols, a dot B equals magnitude of A times magnitude of B times cosine of theta. Now let's work through a full example using both of these ideas together. Let A equal the vector 1, 0, negative 1. Let B equal the vector 2, 1, 1. We want to find the angle between A and B. Step 1, we find the dot product by multiplying matching components and adding. That means 1 times 2 plus 0 times 1 plus negative 1 times 1. 1 times 2 equals 2, 0 times 1 equals 0, negative 1 times 1 equals negative 1. Adding these together, 2 plus 0 plus negative 1 equals 1, so the dot product of A and B equals 1. Step 2. We find each magnitude separately using the square root of the sum of the squares of its components. In words, the magnitude of a vector is the square root of the first component squared plus the second component squared plus the third component squared. For vector A, the magnitude equals the square root of 1 squared plus 0 squared plus negative 1 squared. That is the square root of 1 plus 0 plus 1, which is the square root of 2. For vector B, the magnitude equals the square root of 2 squared plus 1 squared plus 1 squared. That is the square root of 4 plus 1 plus 1, which is the square root of 6. Step 3, we use the angle formula to find cosine of theta. We divide the dot product by the product of the two magnitudes. Cosine of theta equals 1 divided by the square root of 2 times the square root of 6. The square root of 2 times the square root of 6 equals the square root of 12. So cosine of theta equals 1 divided by the square root of 12, which is approximately 0.289. Step 4, we take the inverse cosine of this value to find the angle itself. Theta equals inverse cosine of 0.289, which is approximately 73.2 degrees. Check step. An angle between two vectors must always lie between 0 degrees and 180 degrees. 73.2 degrees fits comfortably in that range, so our answer makes sense. To see this more clearly, picture vector A and vector B, drawn from the same starting point in three-dimensional space. Now imagine flattening that picture into a two-dimensional view, showing just the angle between the two arrows. Both views represent the same 73.2 degree angle, just seen from different perspectives.